What a funny, old-fashioned word that is. Really? Where did you come up with such a word, he said. I've never heard that word before. And here you are saying that as a Christian entrepreneur, as a businessman or woman, I need to do that? That sounds strange. Where did you ever come up with such an idea? I really need to know. What's this all about? That's what they said to me when I gave them the word. It's an F word, but this is a very good F word. In fact, it is a word that God wants for you. He wants you to be faithful, for sure, but He wants something else for you. Faithful is from you. This is for you, and it's God's desire that you have it. Well, what could that be? Well, it's good that you're tuned in, turned on to Do It Right Radio, to Radio on the Edge, to the Jesus Entrepreneur, because we're going to talk about the word you need to know if you want to really make life go as a Christian entrepreneur. And that's coming up right now. Yes, indeed. Welcome back. This is Stan Houston on this Thursday afternoon. And I'm not at the studio, at the Radio Edge 77 studio in Tucson, Arizona. I'm up in the upper Midwest, Minneapolis, St. Paul, way up north. I point out that I'm about 90 miles from the border in the southern part of the United States, and now I'm actually a little more than 100 miles from the other border. So we've kind of crossed the country. And what we're doing is we're out telling people about the Christian Entrepreneur, TCEN Global, and how we can help you build a business, build a life, build a brand, and make life and business work better as you join the tribe of Jesus Entrepreneurs. My name is Stan Houston. I'm one of the founders of the Christian Entrepreneur Network, TCEN Global, and I'm the lead broadcaster for this little 12 to 20 minute program which we call the Jesus Entrepreneur. And one of the reasons I'm here is to actually talk to people who know that they're going to have to do one of our 7 services. As you would discover at tcenglobal.org, tcenglobal.org, we're going to have a lot of stuff that will be helpful in terms of encouragement, instruction, and inspiration, but we also have a team of world-class technicians and experts who can help you in this internet-connected experience economy do the internet, the digital, the website work that will help you build your business and make it go and grow in this changing world economy. And things are changing a lot. And it's hard to keep up with them, and you can't do it by yourself, and that's why we have a network of people. If you're going to build a business, the days of being able to build it yourself are really far-fetched and far gone, and that's why you will find that in the growing network of Christian entrepreneurs, you're going to find men and women of talent, of faith, of goodness, fairness, great F word, fairness, that will help you build your business in a way that will make it go and grow. So we're here to help you do just that. One of the things we are doing this week is trying to demonstrate that behind what we do at the Christian Entrepreneur Network is we have a series of beliefs. Many of you are familiar with the book of many years ago called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And it was a way to live and do business that worked. Habits of highly effective people. What we would like to say is that we have 7 principles, a prayer and 7 principles for you if you want to be fully alive and effective as a Christian entrepreneur? Now, let me ask you that question. Is that what you want? Would you like to really be fully alive and fully effective as a world-class Christian entrepreneur? Well, we want to help you do that, and there are certainly 7 services that we can help you do that with. But on the other hand, we also have the 7 principles and practices and a prayer that your understanding of those things will also help it go well for you. And today, we finally made it to principle number 6. And if you haven't gotten the 5 before, why don't you go back and listen to some of the programs? There's some good things there to help you build your business and be able to lead and teach others. Remember, not only do you have to build a business, but you have to be a leader, because eventually the business will not just be you or your partner or your spouse. It will have to be with other people who may not rank where you are, but of all things, they not only work with you, they work for you, and you're going to have to learn to be a leader. You're going to have to be a communicator. One of my friends, David, who is helping people discover their strengths, one of our teachers, just shared with me a very sad story of a young man who has started his first assignment, and within a year and a half, it's not going well. He has just made too many mistakes in leadership, and he may lose his position. And they're trying to help him keep his position, but he may lose it because of just some things he did not know how to do and how to do them well. Well, principle 6 is called an old-fashioned word. I don't know if you've ever heard the word before, but may I introduce it to you? It's called flourishing. Principle 6, good news, God wants all people and all things to flourish. May I say that again? God wants all people and things to flourish. Again, to repeat the story that we began with, when the religious entrepreneurs of the early centuries of the Christian church left civilization and they went out into the desert, it was said that they wanted to find Jesus and become fully alive. Well, what does that mean? And could it be a part of flourishing? Yes, flourishing. The 6th principle for our growing network, our project, our media movement that we call the Christian Entrepreneur Network is the quaint but powerful word flourishing. Now, in our past survey of principles, we've discovered that one of the things that we will encounter in the entrepreneurial life is the necessity of going boldly as risk takers. You have to be bold. That's right, boldness as risk takers. And guess what happens? We inevitably will face criticism, rejection, betrayal, and perhaps some pretty difficult and traumatic failures. That's part of the deal. Why then would we want to subject ourselves to those risks and seemingly negative rewards in order to be a Christian entrepreneur? Criticism, rejection, betrayal, failure? Who wants to sign up for that? Well, when you decide to be a Christian entrepreneur, you're signing up for those possibilities. In fact, perhaps even some inevitabilities. Why? Well, why would we do that? Well, the answer is because we can and we need to create things. And in some cases, because we must. It's going to help us do what we are called to do. It's going to help us become fully alive and to flourish. Fully alive and to flourish. I remember the story of a business leader who left a good job in a major organization to build his own business. He went through it all, from a trough of sorrows, it's one of my expressions now, to deep failure, to eventual flourishing. Sorrow, failure, and then flourishing. And he said to the group of young students and Christian entrepreneurs and possible entrepreneurs these telling words. He said, I can tell you this. You may have a successful career, but you will never even come close to flourishing and reaching your full capacity of life and achievement working in the corporate cubicle of a modern organization. You will die with things you could have and should have done, not being done. Wow. So as we begin the Christian Entrepreneur Project, we will focus a great deal of our energy on just what it might be like to live and experience life as flourishing. But in this brief introduction to the thought conversation, we're just going to suggest a few things that people like yours truly, Frank, Mike, Dave, Jake, Helena, Tim, Joe, and as I said, yours truly, Stan Houston, have begun to discover and share about flourishing. Indeed, Principle 6, fully alive and flourishing, is one of the central goals of the Christian entrepreneur. Now, what does flourishing mean? What does it mean to flourish? Okay, let's start. First of all, it means fruitful. Yes, another wonderful word that means to flourish is to grow. People and organizations grow when the environment and the nutrition is right. So we are all called to create for ourselves and for our colleagues and customers a place. That's right, a place and service to grow. Now let me tell you, fruitful is not just some fuzzy thinking. I often point out that if I do all the work to grow an apple, if I do that work, I have something that I can use and it's real. It's an apple. I can eat it and gain nutrition and strength. I could also sell it and get some money for it. And because it is fruit, it has seeds in it that I can use to grow even more apples. Indeed, fruitful. And because it is fruit, it is sweet. Have you ever heard the word sweet spot? Well, that's what we're talking about. That's next. You see, to flourish not only means fruitful, it means to come down in the place just right. The old Shakers song called Simple Gifts uses that exact line, to come down in the place just right. When we are in a flourishing place, we can sense that in some way we were made to be here and to do just what we are doing. I remember working with a woman who took an early retirement from the insurance industry because, as she said, Stan, I was so tired of it. She got involved in some children's work as a volunteer and later was even asked to take some leadership positions and roles. And I remember her saying this to me, Stan, I should have done this 30 years ago. You see, part of being in the right place is to have a sense that the role you are playing and the things that you are doing, indeed the story you are living out, seems to also be a part of God's big story. To be in God's big story, with perhaps a major playing part. To flourish means that you are in a story and a role that is bigger than you. You have a key role to play in the big story and on the big stage. As I've said for years, it's your turn, in your town, and you're on. Blessings. Break a leg. Flourish means that you have developed the strength and courage, the spirit, and the ability to live well in the midst of adversity. And when you do not even know what's coming to you next. May I say that again? The ability to live well in the midst of adversity when you do not even know what might be coming to you next. you are increasingly at peace in turmoil, and know that life is difficult and that adversity is part of the plan. God is with you. You're not alone. Seek to be not so afraid. Flourish means that you take time, from time to time, to shut up and listen and maybe learn. Retreats, contemplation, spiritual direction, and meditation can help bring this flourishing quality to us. I remember the wise woman who once said to me, "Stan, right now you have too many voices in your life. Find time in a way just to listen to God." And as one of my friends said, "And He often will wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning to talk to you." Wake up and listen. Flourishing means that these 4 qualities will begin to come into your life. You will have more and greater ideas on the human condition and what should be done. Number 2, your influence for good will expand. Number 3, your impact on others will grow, and you will gain greater income. Ideas, influence, impact, and income. Now please note that income does not necessarily mean making money. True income are the good things that begin to come into your life. That is true income. And finally, flourishing means to be ready to teach. Right now, I'm trying to help some successful leaders to take the role of teachers and mentors. Right now, they just don't see it, but I will keep trying, because if you want to truly flourish in the world, you must share what you know, and you must share it with others. That's the deal. And now you know some of the things about Principle 6, to be fully alive and flourish as a Christian entrepreneur. Please let these ideas sit on your head, sink to your heart, and see if they actually sink and resonate with your spirit. As I often say, all the best, blessings, and flourishing to you. I'm Stan Houston. This is the Jesus Entrepreneur, and this is how you can flourish. We'll be back. There you go. We can help you flourish. Not because we have some great gifts, but because we have some gifts. And I've spent many, many years trying to help entrepreneurs and business owners and people like you become business owners and entrepreneurs. And I've learned through hard knocks and a lot of tough lessons, some of the lessons that might help you to flourish, how to build your business, how to market it and make it go and grow, and perhaps how to make a life that goes along with it, that is fruitful and profitable and practical and useful, and something that not only feeds your family, makes a good living, makes a good contribution, and perhaps even makes Jesus smile. I'd love to talk with you. Again, my name is Stan. You can reach me at radioedge77@gmail.com. radioedge77@gmail.com. Please be in touch. I'd love to talk with you. And let's see if we can build a life of flourishing, faithful, effective, fully alive, flourishing. And let's do it together. All the best and blessings, and bye for now.